Shedeur Sanders all the way into the 5th round. And I have not gotten your perspective on it through a quarterback's eyes. I have my own theory on how it turned out for him. But I just want to confirm, there were some people who were not that high on him going into this process. Well, obviously, many people, as it turned out. But is he a 5th-round player to you? I mean, if you were evaluating him and putting a round, a grade on him and say his play deserves to be an X round, what round would you have had it in as an evaluator?
Yeah, I think, somewhere between probably rounds 2 and 4 is what I would say. Look, my comp, and I said it on the show prior to the draft, Greeny, was, look, you hope that he could be Andy Dalton. That's what I said prior to the draft. And I said it because of the physical skill set. And listen, it was not an insult. Andy Dalton has had a remarkable year. I think he's in year 17. He's thrown over 250 touchdown passes. But that's what I thought. Andy Dalton was a 2nd-round pick. Other people compared him to Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins went in the 4th round, I believe. So I just think that, from a physical ability perspective, look, he was not a 1st-round prospect in my eyes, and I think many people felt that way. Now, his tape and production, I think it's fair to say, look, rounds 2 instead of round 4 could make sense for a lot of people.
That's my point. Okay, so that confirmed what I believe, that he was probably a 2nd-round caliber player. And let's use Andy Dalton. Dominique, I would suggest that a young Andy Dalton would easily be the starting quarterback on these Cleveland Browns. I look at the room that he's walking into. Joe Flacco, who is 40 years old, he too has had a terrific career, but he's 40 years old. Deshaun Watson is never playing there again. Kenny Pickett is on his 3rd team in 3 years. I know Dillon Gabriel was drafted ahead of him, but literally not one evaluator I know had Dillon Gabriel ranked ahead of Shedeur Sanders. He fell for entirely other reasons. The point I'm trying to make here, Dominique, is that while the weekend obviously felt like a disaster for him, the way it turned out, I think he wound up in a place where he has an excellent chance to play, which very rarely can you say about a quarterback drafted in the 5th round.
Yeah, I mean, I like the spin that you're putting on it, and I think you're right. He has an excellent chance to play, but you need to play well and play well fast if you're a 5th-round pick, and you're on a team that's probably projected to be near the top of the 1st round again next year. If he does not demonstrate in whatever time he gets in practice and in the games that he is a franchise quarterback, there's no waiting time. There's no investment in him. They're not going to go get all the pieces to put around him to make him play better like we've seen with Caleb Williams and other quarterbacks who are drafted in the 1st round. If he does not show that he is the franchise quarterback in this season at some point, they're drafting another quarterback in the 1st round next year. So I think you're right. He has a good chance of getting on the field, but he does not have a long leash or a lot of time to prove that he's the quarterback for this team for years to come.
I guess that's true based on the place that he was drafted. But if he had been drafted in the 2nd round, we'd be talking about him right now as the starting quarterback of this team. And he's the same guy, right? He didn't play a football game over the last 3 months.
He wasn't drafted in the 2nd round.
No, I understand that.
That's the thing. It's like, be legendary.
Don't think he's their starter this year?
I don't know if he makes the team this year. I don't know if we could say that. He's the 5th-round pick who is the 4th quarterback on the depth chart right now. And the same insular world that told him to be legendary and you're a 1st-round pick and don't be a combine, workout guy and don't do the Senior Bowl and don't do it. I would hope someone is like, all right, let's reset this and say it's going to be a little different right now. The path has changed, and everyone's assuming that that their light has gone off and he's going to just come in and just be like, all right, I'm going to be a backup, be seen, not heard. I want to do everything I can to make this team. We don't know that.
Well,
so I think it's, yes, his ability. That's what's all along. It's what's reality, and if he gets to Browns camp and isn't willing to be the first one in, the last one out, and isn't willing to prepare the others like Dillon Gabriel will, we don't even know if he's going to make it for week 1.
Tim, I have a moment left. Go ahead, finish it up. What is your expectation?
Yeah, well, Peter's exactly right. It's not a lock that he makes the roster, out of camp. Look at 5th-round, picks. They don't always make the team right out of camp. But I would say this, Greeny, to your point, if you're a 5th-round pick, especially a quarterback, you're looking for any glimmer of hope for an opportunity to have an impact prove to people that you can play. Any glimmer of hope. And so to your point, the glimmer of hope is this. Joe Flacco hadn't started an entire season since 2017. Kenny Pickett came in as a first rounder in 2022, is already on his third team, and then you're dealing with another rookie. That's your glimmer of hope, but it is like put your head down and work, as Peter said.
Yes, hopefully he will do that. And what I will say,
Who's in the SportsCenter?
Makes me such a boomer. I'm just like, stay in the pocket and throw the ball. Okay. So really quickly with the Browns, because I don't even know how to approach this conversation because it's the most insane quarterback room of all time. The way I thought, though, I wanted to talk to you about it was, again, the situation, and then this is how I wanted to position it. Dillon Gabriel versus Shedeur Sanders. Mm-hmm. Who's a better fit for this offense? Because unlike these other teams, certainly the Kellen Moore aspect of it, we know what a Kevin Stefanski offense looks like. We know what he wants it to look like. So I think there's actually, you can have like an interesting discussion about who is a better fit. But first we should talk about the situation really quickly. This receiving group. Judy, Tillman, Thrash.
Yes.
They drafted Harold Fannin Jr., who joins Dave Njoku. They drafted 2 running backs, Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson, both of whom I like. Offensive line is DeJuan Jones, Bitonio, Posich, Teller, Conklin. They assigned Kevin Jenkins. This is not a good offense, man. And
I think that's also why they didn't draft a quarterback high.
Yeah.
Because who's gonna succeed with this?
They also could have a receiver. Did he really have to take 2 running backs? Could have drafted an offensive lineman. I don't understand their draft, whatever.
I think taking the 2 running backs is a signal of we will run the ball 40 times a game, whether it's working or not, because we have to. That will be their identity.
I wrote this is almost like kind of the Niners in 20. I was trying to come up with the year. It's definitely pre-CMC Niners. I think they're going for, let's just get some big bodies on the field, add to running backs and tight ends. It's going to be a wide zone run game. Although Sampson is, I mean, it's a different, maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're going to mix it up. Play action off of that. Yeah, I wouldn't feel great about any of these quarterbacks slotting in here, to be honest.
I will say, if Gabriel is playing, and I don't know if he will be, you almost have to do a bootleg heavy game plan for him so he can see. Because I was out there at the Elite 11 last summer before Gabriel's last year in college. And he was one of the counselors at Elite 11, and he was going through a throwing session. I thought he was one of the high school kids. I was like, man, this kid's he's 17 years old. He's spinning. He's got a great ball. And it's oh no, that's Dillon Gabriel. I was like, oh God. He is not a large human being. And his center is 6'6". His left tackle 6'8". His right tackle 6'6". He's not gonna be able to see over these guys. So they will have to roll him out a lot so that he has vision down the field. And I think he throws a good ball. I really do. He's just really, really, really small, outlier small, even more so than Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
At least Kyler's got freakish athleticism,
Yeah, that's the issue with Gabriel, because it looks good when he throws. And I will say, this situation, this offense is